What's going on? Good morning, guys. Good to hop on the call this morning and have another week of trading. If you don't know me, my name is Dakota, and what we're gonna do is basically just a pre-week market analysis. Every week on Monday, Wednesday, I run through a list on my charts and take any requests of any pairs that people want me to go over on the live call. But with that, let's go ahead and get into it. Wait. So if you guys do have any requests, like any pairs that you want me to go over before the call ends, go ahead, type it in the chat, whether that's on Discord or even on this one. All right, let's go ahead and kick it off. First, let's start off with USDCHF. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to break this entire thing down, like from scratch. Start all the way from the beginning. We were like, we've been killing USDCHF all year long. It's nothing to do on the monthly time frame. So, like, if you don't know my strategy is like really simple. It's not complex at all. It's just recognizing areas where price rejects often, and then looking for regular price action and capitalizing off of it with, you know, your basic support resistance, and then a few entry patterns. So all it takes is just practice to really get it down, and like you just have to be willing to actually put in the hours to completely understand it and recognize it when it comes. Okay, but all I did there is just recognize supply and demand zones from previous price points, and right now it looks like price is actually in a demand zone. And I've actually been looking for USDCHF to reverse for quite a while now, but it just hasn't. It's just been pushing down very strongly. So what I'm going to do, I'm declaring this a descending channel, and I'm going to trade it like a descending channel. So what that means is I'm looking for buys. If price decides to push past the zone, I'm just caught up in it, and I'm going to just have to start looking for sales and then moving my demand zone down here. Or yeah, I'll move my demand zone down to this level. Matter of fact, I'll just make a new one right now. So if price breaks through, I already have that level there. Like that. Okay. So this is the window that I'm currently paying attention to price at. I'm looking for price to go back in there, potentially give me a pullback before continuing down, or even just buying and breaking the channel completely. This is my downtrend. There's a smaller downtrend there. We'll go ahead and draw that on the 4-hour time frame. Reset that. Now here, I can draw a downtrend. Yeah, I'll draw it since I see it. The thing that I don't really like about it is it's just, I don't like the first impulse for some reason, but it's there, so I'm going to draw it. So what's really going to convict me to actually like buy this is the break of this trend line here. But other than that, what I'm waiting on here is price to get down one more time to that level, and then I would buy for a risky entry, and then look for a setup here, and then look to buy to that trend line. Alright, so I'm going to set an alert here. Tell myself to look to buy. Okay, so I have to watch price near this trend line, and that's what this alert is for. Like once price gets here, I'm checking if I actually see a pattern to tell me that I'm going to sell, or that I should be selling in the situation, or If it's going to continue moving impulsively upwards, in that situation, I would just buy or hold my buy position. All right, next pair, UJ. Last week we bought it. I think we bought it about 3 times. Personally, I took partials on 2 positions that we had down here. I believe, yeah, that we placed down here, and then on this one, I believe this was like the last position that I placed. Yeah, this one I haven't taken partials or anything yet. So let's go ahead and delete everything and remark it up. Again, if you guys have any pairs that you want me to go over, go ahead and put it in the chat so I can see it. 1 second. All right. All right. UJ, I really like UJ. It's nice. It's like in this nice channel that we got, and jeez, it's in this nice channel, and I've been trading this since about, I think, March, and so far the moves have been pretty simple. Okay. Something that a lot of people don't know, I don't think I've actually been putting it in my descriptions recently, but I have a backtesting sheet that I put out for free. So if you guys are trying to find a way to backtest, struggling to practice a strategy or anything like that, I will put that in this description. It basically helps out, like helps you know whether your strategy is profitable or not based off of past price, right? Allows you to test it. But if you are in the Discord channel, if you go to learning resources, you'll find it there. But I will have that posted by the end of the day, at least on YouTube. Let's go to daily. Okay, on the daily we got a downtrend here. Yeah, we have a downtrend. And what I'm looking for, since we're in this demand zone, I'm actually looking to buy price in this area right now. I'm looking for price to get at least up to that trend line, and by the time it gets to that trend line, gonna recognize whether we have a pattern or not to continue to sell or not. But for now, sticking with the buys because that demand zone is telling us to. If we go to the 4-hour, what I'm about to point out is a little bit clearer. So here we have a descending channel, and then price broke up, and then we have this expanding triangle here. So what I'm looking for price to do is just respect that pattern here and then continue pushing up. Okay. So if I want to re-enter, what I'm going to wait for, I want to see price hit this, my alert again, like basically come back down to the bottom of the channel or bottom of the pattern, and then that's an area that I'd be interested in buying UJ again at. Here. I actually think all my, let me actually check. I don't remember if all my positions are closed or not on UJ. On one of my accounts they are, and I believe I'm holding it on the other one. Yep. Okay, so yeah, that position that you saw at the beginning is the only position that I'm holding on UJ at the moment. If price comes down, I'll just look for a new entry. It looks like I already have an alert there too. And let's actually draw fibs on there as well, see which Fibonacci level we're going to be at. So that's going to be the 61.8 if it gets down to that level. So let's go ahead, go to GJ. On GJ, looking for sales, going to the daily. Okay. In the private chat, we talked about looking for sales all this week because of a specific pattern that we saw. Let's go ahead and completely break that down. Going back to the monthly, going to the weekly. Reset that. Okay, again, just looking for those levels where area, or looking for those supply and demand zones, so we can figure out an area that we're going to be actually executing our prices at. Okay, and like usual, I will go ahead and look at gold for you guys. This time I'm not going to be trading gold. I am still holding one position on gold, but my focus are these three pairs right here for the week. Okay, so we have a nice little uptrend there. We got it approaching this supply zone up here. And let's go down to the daily time frame. We see that we have an impulse. We still haven't gotten a correction yet. So what we want price to do is come down lower for us before continuing up and pushing all the way to that. If you study Elliott wave, we're in the 5th wave, so it is a little corrective. It's not as aggressive as other movements. So be careful and pay attention to any reversal pattern that could potentially come. So what I'd like to see is price actually come down and potentially come down to this level before continuing up. And I'm actually going to set that up right there. And to form an expanding triangle and then push up to that supply zone and look for about 500 pips or so. But from that point to down here is about 150 pips. So I'm going to be looking to execute a position there. So I'm going to be looking to sell all my lower time frames. Excuse me. So now on the 4-hour time frame, let's just go ahead and box this in off the daily one more time, or real quick. Okay, to start off the expanding triangle, see this ascending channel. Looking for the ascending channel to set up some sell opportunities for me for the 150 pip move that we just looked at. I mean, if it doesn't, it doesn't. If it does, it does. Right now we have an impulsive move, and last week what we actually paid attention to is this channel here, right? But right now that's just going to get in the way of our markup. Price, it's kind of broken the channel. It hasn't really aggressively broken it. Nevertheless, I'm considering this an impulse, and I'm looking for this to be a correction here. Let's go down to the 1-hour time frame, not the 15. We can see that we have a pattern here. Okay, right now we have a flat pattern. What I'd love to see is a deeper retracement, but it is retesting this area for the moment. So right now what I'm going to be doing is going down to my 15-minute and looking for a JCP in this area. And if price breaks through this area, if price gives me a JCP, I'll enter for the sell. If it doesn't, if it breaks through it, I'm still looking at it as a correction that could potentially form, and I would like to see it come up to the 50 Fibonacci level. Alright, so if price doesn't push down from this point, if it gets up to this area, I'll look to sell there as well and look for my confirmation. So right now, this is what I'm going to be staring at for the next hour or so until I get that pattern here. Um, yeah, but those are my pairs. That's what I'm paying attention to. Let's go ahead and go over gold again. If you guys have any pairs that you want me to go over, please put it in the chat so I know what pairs to go over, or so I can go over it. Okay. Did I actually post this in the? I believe I posted this in the public analysis. Basically, on the weekly time frame, and let's change this. So, on the weekly time frame, we have a reversal pattern. Okay. Just a single candlestick reversal pattern. All right, and it's off of our trend line. So I'm looking for price to actually buy this week. I'm looking for long positions this week on gold. Like I said, I won't be trading this. If I do place a trade on it, it's going to be in my demo account. Let's go ahead and go to, let's actually bring up and see where we're at on the position that we took a few weeks ago, or last week. No, it was 2 weeks ago. Okay, still in profit on this one. So nothing's really changed. We have other positions that we've taken profit in, whether they've hit TP or have actually secured profit in, but still holding that one, see which way it's gonna go. Let's go ahead and, now in this situation, let me just break it down here. In this situation, like here, I'm looking at this as a bullish flag. So I'm looking for price to actually push down one more time, but I'm not going against a larger trend. That's why I'm still holding this position that we have down here, because this trend line has been really strong, and like if you pay attention to gold, all it's been doing is buying. So I'm not going to look to sell at all until that trend line is broken. So I'm not going to look to sell at all until that trend line is broken, but there is a possible short sell there in that area. And if you're going to execute off of this sell, this is the area that I'd look for it at. Right here. Yep. Price gets up to this area. This is the area that I would look for my entry pattern and look for a short sell. Okay, and I'd be very conservative with how deep I'd be looking for that sell to go. Like just down to the bottom of here at the most, honestly, if I took the sell. It's about 400, but that's it. So other than that, like, I'm still looking for buy opportunities here. I'm not really truly interested in the sell opportunities on gold for right now. Let's go to, okay, EURNZD. Yep, we'll go over EURNZD and NAS 100. I remember about 3 weeks ago, maybe 4 weeks ago, somebody asked about that, or asked about NAS, and I'm gonna look at an update on that pair, or on that. Okay, let's delete everything. Okay, we got a supply zone up here. It's pretty far off from where price is right now at the moment, so there could be other areas here that price could test. So we'll check those as well. Let's go ahead and find a demand zone right here in this area. Yeah, I love that area. Okay, so that's the window that I'm looking at pricing. Those 2 points, we got a nice little uptrend up there. This is on the weekly. We could draw this one as well. Let's go ahead and see how it looks first. Yeah, we'll keep that there. Let's go to the daily. Nothing to really do on the daily other than recognize that that pattern was broken. When I'm talking about the pattern, I'm talking about all of this movement. Pattern was broken here, pushed up very strongly. There's a possible uptrend that we can draw there, but it's going to be cleaner on the 4-hour time frame. All right, there's our uptrend. Actually, yep, we'll keep it there. And price is testing the trend line right now. So obviously for the moment, I'm looking for buy opportunities. If price impulsively breaks the trend line, then we will look for sell opportunities. As far as the pattern goes, I don't really like the pattern here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go to a lower time frame to see it better. Because before this movement here, would have considered this a flag. Here, I wouldn't really consider it. All right, let's go down to the 1 hour. Okay, so this is where, like, here, like, this is like where people don't like how I trade often. So, like, if we're in an uptrend and there's a sell opportunity, like right on the uptrend, I'm not taking the sell. I'm looking for buy opportunity. So anything that's signifying to me like there's a buy here, I'm gonna be looking for a buy. And so, like, I'm not taking the sell opportunity here. Yes, I do see the bearish flag. Yes, I do see the impulse down, but I'm not taking that. I would wait for a break of this trend line first, okay, and then look for another setup and then look to sell there. Okay, so in this situation, like I said, I struggle to see the pattern here because like there's really not a pattern here. So I'm not trading it. I would just wait. Like, I need to wait for extra confirmation. Okay, and then I said NAS 100, and it looks like that is all. Those are all the requests. No. Okay, so here it did not consolidate as much as it did on these other areas. I was actually looking for price to actually come down to the bottom of this one more time before pushing off. It looks like I did this on the white chart, but it didn't. So what? Okay. Well, I'm still gonna respect this channel here. So what I like to see is price get up to the top of the channel, or at least near it in that area. Yeah, somewhere up in there. I'm gonna readjust this uptrend because that looked terrible from the point that it was at. Reset that. Come here. All right, and y'all know what we do. We wait for the pullbacks. Now, typically when I trade NASDAQ, I go down to like the 15-minute, and that's where I'm looking for setups instead of the 1 hour time frame. I look at the higher time frames to figure out the overall direction, like I do on any other pair, but I actually trade the 4 hour and 1 hours on those pairs. So what I'd like to see is actually like price give a deeper pullback, honestly, and continue up to this point. Price breaks that trend line. Y'all know what to wait for. Wait for another setup to the downside. All right, pretty simple. But that's pretty much all, guys. I really appreciate you guys hopping on, showing support, and I hope you guys are like doing well in your trading. Again, if there's anything that you're struggling with, just go ahead, type it in the chat. Go ahead, at me, and if I can help, I'll help. And if I know any resources that may help, I'll go ahead and hand over those resources as well. Like a tool to utilize in the Discord group chat is the learning resources section. Like most of the stuff in there is where I actually started off learning Forex, at least the basics, and about different strategies and indicators and things like that. Also, go ahead, click on the trading psychology playlist, because that's really going to help you get your mind right when you're focusing on the charts. Okay. Also, I will remember to put in the description the backtesting sheet, so if anybody wants that, just go ahead and make a copy of it and use it. So I'll go ahead and catch you guys later. Hope everyone has a good week.